like
How do you tell which hole you're in?
No, not.
How do you tell?
No, I mean like how to warm. Or is it in it up? Oh my god.
That's funny.
So are we done with this?
Okay. How can? Okay.
Yeah, what are you done with?
What?
Well, I have a question.
What's the first topic? What? Do you like to fucking people down?
Wait, say it again, Bella.
No, I just think it's funny that would be our first topic. Am I alone?
I have a fistball. I won't watch
It was luck of the draw.
It was the luck of the draw. Gary,
Oh, wow.
Gary drew it. It was just the luck of the draw.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's Gary's fault. I let him draw. He drew.
Ooh.
Okay, so next topic. We ready? All right. Next topic is on The View. And we're supposed to go to a quick break. Okay, so we should do that or no? Yeah, we're going to go on a quick break.
I got one more.
No, you want more?
This first show. I got one more. Let's get everybody worked into it, right?
Okay. Ready? We'll do another one.
Okay. Someone's asked.
Okay, ready? The next topic is who has the hardest job when having sex? The male or the female? Bella, you're first.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Why is it a
Hang on.
In one position,
funny.
Bella?
you made me first because I would have spectrum on my sex set. You know what? It depends on what kind of sex you're having.
Yeah, and what's the reason?
Yeah, well, not just that, but is it vaginal, is it anal, is it oral? Is it, more for environment and atmosphere and connection with another person, or is it, just more about the physical? How deep is your relationship with the person? I mean, I think there's probably nothing in the sex realm that's more subjective than that question.
So what's your answer? What's your view?
I mean, it's entirely, there is no view. It's entirely subjective. If you're asking me what I prefer, well, I'm kinky, so I don't mind a little bit of extra physical, exuding a little extra physical energy. But I'm really see when it's not a people thing. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather engage.
Okay. Chasey, you gotta wait for your time to talk.
All right. So, yeah.
Okay.
So there? Yeah, no, I said, I'd rather be on the receiving end of that. I think it's easier, unless you're doing something highly technical like shooting porn, and then it's a lot easier for the guy, I think.
The guy, it's easier for the guy?
When we're shooting, I think it's easier for the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, look, guys have like one or two positions, and we're all over the place. Because if we want, then we want to be, visually interesting.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So, Beth, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Who has the hardest job during sex? Male or female?
No.
You think the male does?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion on, or tell us why you think that?
Well, just because he works harder, I feel like. Because he's actually having to, because, I don't know, I just feel like he is.
Okay. All right, and the next, Gary.
Yes.
During sex,
Mm-hmm.
what is your ex view on who has the hardest job, the male or the female?
From a man's point of view, it's absolutely the man. Because a whole lot of chemical and muscular and psychological stuff has to happen before anything's going to happen. You know what I mean? If he fails, nothing happens. I think on the female's end, there's probably not much that's going to stop. So at the end of the road, it's important that he gets it up. If he doesn't, nothing's happening. What does she have to do? Lubricate, maybe? Really nothing else. I understand wanting to get in the mood. I understand all that. That is obviously very important. But as far as physiologically, The guy has the responsibility 100%, I think. It's my opinion.
That's your X view. Okay, Chasey. What's your X view?
Wow, Gary, I'm impressed by your answer, and I feel that that's probably correct.
You're supposed to have your, so Chasey's view.
Well, you stole it right out of my brain.
So Chasey's X view matches Gary's X view.
My match is Gary's pretty much dead on.
Perfect. Okay, so I guess I'm next. My thoughts on who has the hardest job. That's a hard one because it's kind of an even trade. For a woman, the hardest job is because we have an appearance, because men are visual. It's a hard job for us to stay visually attractive. Because without us being physically attractive to that man, whatever it could be, it doesn't mean we have to be all in perfect shape or whatever, but we have to stay physically female-y. Otherwise, appealing, and that's not easy. And I also think that the guy has a hard job because, well, again, like Gary says, he has to keep it up. But I know, like, doing movies for so long, the man definitely has the hardest part of the job. Because he has cameras up his ass. The lights are hot as hell and they're up his ass. He's got pressure going and everyone's watching him. The girl's probably doing her nails. With no interest whatsoever.
Oh, come on!
What? No?
You act like we don't do anything.
Yeah, we do. No, we do. I mean, when the girl's on top, it's harder. But I think for the most part, I say probably the male has the hardest part of the job. That's my X view. Okay, Talia, what do you think?
So I totally agree in terms of it being the man, because there's definitely a lot more work involved in getting a woman off and getting a man off. So I completely agree with that view. And I think that, sometimes women get stuck in their heads and it's harder to get them to, come and get to orgasm. So, and definitely it's a little bit easier to get a man off, as long as, everything's working the right way.
So
am I the only one that took the other position?
So you said that the male has the easiest job.
Well, I think we have it harder. Look, I mean, it's a lot easier to turn a man on. That said, if we don't get turned on, Gary might say, oh yeah, well, we just lubricate and masturbate, but something, it's really hard for a lot of women to come that way.
It's hard for women to come, period. Harder.
It's harder for a man because it's harder because the man has to, in heterosexual
maybe physically, but then there's the argument that says, again, if you're shooting something be technical that's like porn, I think a woman has to hold up her weight and to a certain extent his weight, and that's just as strenuous on her as it is on him. And then psychologically, it's just easier for a guy to get off. The wind blows and the guy gets off. Because it takes a lot more for us to get off, it might be harder for them, again, physically, but we have to be turned on enough, and we have to be focused enough where, I think like it's difficult for us to.
Oh, she's a female.
If our heads are in it, we're not going to have an orgasm. If their heads are in it, they're probably still going to come.
It's not about the man getting us to come, it's about us getting us to come.
Say that again, Talia, I'm sorry.
It's not about the man working hard to get us to come, it's about us working hard to get ourselves to come at their assistance.
Without their assistance.
We're here to help.
I feel like it's so much fun connecting with our partner. And that also is, that also takes energy.
It's hard for it's a hard subject, kind of the way it was said, because there's two different types, I guess. There's personal sex is harder, and then there's work sex is harder. And I guess those should have been cut into two different topics. Huh?
I also think there's physical versus mental, which makes it that much more complicated.
Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have anything that I have to get hard, because it wouldn't have worked that way. I have to just lay down
there. You go.
The legs spread, and eventually I will come. One way with me or somebody else helping.
I mean, do you wish you had a penis?
What?
Do you wish you had a penis?
Sometimes I do. If I had a penis, I would be the worst slut in the world. I would be walking around just like my ex-husband. I'd be walking around sticking it in everything that walks.
That's so funny.
I would totally. Cantaloupes.
Cantaloupe,
boobs. It wouldn't matter. Stick it in there.
I would never do it.
What?
Now you feel like paying.
And I'd be pissed off when you wouldn't let me stick it in there.
Now you understand.
But as a woman, I'm like, get off of that. I can send her both. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be so bad. I think, yeah, I guess that's why men are constantly horn dogs, right? They always want to, no?
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. When it comes right down to it.
I mean, think about how long do you think the woman masturbates to orgasm versus a man? A woman develops a lot longer, at least twice as long. We have a doctor in the house. What's the doctor say?
And we have like a specific way. Guys, there's many ways, right?
Always important to ask.
You have a way?
All right. And don't you think, girls, we have like a specific way that does it for you or not? It has to be done like that way.
I do.
What about you, Beth?
I do.
Yeah. I think it depends on whether you have a toy involved or not.
I love toys.
Because if you have some assistance, then you're going to get it quicker.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
But I have a lesbian friend, but she says they will not use toys because it takes away the stimulation.
Look, we just had our advertisement.
Oh, yeah, we don't like toys. No, we're getting off the subject. Okay, so the phone lines are open if anybody wants to call in. I just got the phone number, so we're going to announce that one.
Do you have another phone number?
Yeah, we do, but it's for the people that call in that want to talk to us and debate us or have a question about whoever.
Oh.
So that number...
I have an extra phone number for that has IEIU in it, so
No.
next week we'll get that phone.
No, the phone number to call into the radio show is 215-253-4139. That's 215-253-4139 to call in if you would like to discuss anything that we're on our topic. So, we're doing good on time, right? So this wasn't so hard, huh? Everyone was all panicked and worried it was going to be panicked. Do you think this is bad?
I thought through the dry-on. I was like, yeah, I'll wing it.
Yeah, see, we're winging it. This works. Okay, so we're going to have time for another subject. Ready? Some of these topics, when we get going, are going to be really heated and debated. Some of them are going to be funny, and some of them are going to just be what they are. Okay, ready? Next topic.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
No.
All right, this industry, as in the adult entertainment industry as a whole. If you're in porn, it relates to porn for you, but an industry as a whole. Is this industry, first to talk as Bella, something to be proud of or ashamed of?
Access to artistic accomplishment would be my proudest thing. I never felt like being in porn diminished my ability to do what I wanted to do in terms of, visually or the storytelling or, very much so in my case was the marketing, since I'm a marketing major. Just to be ashamed of, we do a lot more for a lot less now. I think the only shame that I have is that I don't get paid the way I used to get paid. I don't think there's any shame inherent in the industry, but I think it's being devalued, and it makes it a little harder to be proud of what you do when you're not being showed monetary appreciation.
That was good. Okay, Beth. You there? Beth? You hear Beth? She got quiet. We might have lost Beth. We'll come back to Beth. Okay. So, Gary, being around this industry for 20 years. Okay. Hey, there you are, Beth. Hey, Beth. Welcome back.
Oh.
Is this industry something you should be proud of to be in it?
I would say yes and no.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think that I would have probably been put in paid if I wouldn't have, and no, because It seems to be a